Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, last month I attempted to do a TBR video, and if you watched that, you knew that I started out saying I'm just gonna essentially ruin my reading plans by announcing them, and go figure I did that. I did not really, well actually I need to watch back on that video because I think I did read some of the books that were in that, but definitely not all of them, and I definitely kind of strayed from the path there. So instead, I'm gonna do a currently reading, and the books that will most likely be the next things that I pick up, my personal options right now, if you will, because if I lock myself into a TBR, I just instantly want to rebel. So I'm gonna talk about what I am currently reading, things that I just read recently, without doing like full reviews or anything, but just let you know where my head is. So as we speak, I am currently reading The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Still don't know how to say that. I am loving this. This is an adult fantasy set in kind of a fantastical, okay, it starts in Cairo in Egypt, but then we go to Daevabad, which is like a fantastical desert land. And this follows a lot of the mythology about the jinn and all of the ifrits and the spirits that are like Middle Eastern lore. I'm loving it. It's definitely very dense. It's a long book, but it is just so well-rounded and well-developed. So it's a slower burning type of fantasy where there's not a ton of action, but there's enough character relationships and development to really keep me hooked. I'm loving it. I don't know where the story's going, but I'm gonna go for the ride. I'm almost done with this, so this will most likely be in a review video coming up soon because I need to talk about it. Or I will do a very long Goodreads review. I'm undecided. Possibly both. I also recently started A Conspiracy of Stars by Olivia A. Cole, and I'm not gonna lie, I love this. I know you guys also were really interested in this when I hauled this in January. I think this was January or February's uppercase release. This is very much Avatar, Fern Gully, that type of storyline, and I'm loving it because it's very science-based, so we're learning a lot about the animals and the plants that are on this planet, not so much like the people and politics. We're very much focused on like the science behind animal behavior, and whew, I'm loving it so much. This is everything that I want in YA sci-fi. It's so good. So I'm not very far. I'm probably, I don't know, like 40 pages in. No, I'm like 60 pages in. So far, so good. I'm also currently doing a buddy read with a whole group of girls from Instagram of Scythe by Neil Shusterman, followed by Thunderhead. I had no idea what to expect going into the series. I purposely didn't really read much about it because Neil Shusterman is one of those authors who just kind of takes a concept that you never would have thought of and runs with it, and it's so good. Like, he makes it so believable where like, the entire time that I'm reading this, I'm a little more than halfway through it at the moment. Every sort of concept that he introduces to the society, I'm always just kind of like, ooh, that's really messed up. And then I'm like, well, actually, I mean, that makes sense. So this is an awesome series. I will definitely be doing a review of these two because these are the only two that are out. So, reading these. I also just started listening to The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer. If you guys don't know who Amanda Palmer is, she is a fabulous human being. She is married to Neil Gaiman, so there you go, there's a connection to the book world. But this woman is just like so unique, and she's just been so fascinating to me. But I picked this up, and then I recently found the audiobook on Overdrive, and I'm not gonna lie, the audiobook is worth listening to over reading this because she has her original music on there, and oh, it is just an experience. I started listening to it on my way to and from work today. I'm loving it. But this is a nonfiction, kind of inspirational type book on how she basically learned how to ask for help, and it's something that humans as a whole really struggles with. Like, we have a really hard time asking for help when we need it, whether it's for something very small like a tampon or for something really big like a huge loan of money. It basically is her going through life being crowdfunded by her fans and her experience with how to get over those humps of the awkwardness of asking for things when you need them. It's phenomenal. She's just the coolest human being. She's married to Neil Gaiman. I want to be their love child. They just are two super unique, super amazing people, and I want to read about everything in their life, basically. So I'm doing it. moving into books that I want to get to soon. This is not a TBR. These are just books that I have grabbed off my shelf that I really am in the mood to read currently. Will that be the case in like a week when I'm done with these books that I'm currently reading? Who knows? But I recently just spontaneously read Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. It's a fairly new release, I believe, and it tore me apart. Like, it's been a long time since I have cried through an entire book. Like, some books will hit me. If a dog dies in a book, yes, I will ugly cry like crazy over that, but it's been a long time since I've had books hit me really hard emotionally for that long of a time. Like, the entire time that I was reading it, I was just like, "Bleh." It was disgusting. But that tells me that her writing is phenomenal if it can invoke that reaction in me. So I realized that I have Emmy and Oliver by her as well. I think this is going to be a somewhat lighter read. God, I hope so, because that book was draining. But I think this is more of a romance. I'm choosing to believe that this is a fluffier contemporary read versus that one, but I'm not sure. I don't know much about it. I kind of like to go into contemporaries without much of a preface of what's going to happen. Far From the Tree was about 3 adopted siblings who found each other. They didn't all get adopted together, but they found each other, and it was just them going through life and accepting things about their past and about themselves and each other. Whew, it was heartbreaking. So I'm hoping this is going to be a cuter romance. I don't really know. Please don't ruin this for me. And if that doesn't work for me, I want to pick up Beautiful Broken Beautiful Hearts. I think I said that wrong in the last video. But this is by Cami Garcia, and I'm hoping this is gonna give me some fluff. I'm not really sure. It starts with broken, so that's not looking promising. I don't know, we'll see. But I haven't read anything by Cami Garcia, so I would like to give her a shot, and I'm feeling a little contemporary-ish right now, or at least less fantasy, because I have other fantasy stuff going on the side, so I'm looking for some real-life action. This might do it for me. I'm also looking to pick up Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed, just because, again, I want to live in the real world right now, and this is a fairly short book, and I want to read it while everybody else is reading it so I can talk about it with everyone else. That's it. And I'm going to include this book because I'm going to get to it. Like, this isn't me just like wanting to read it, but I'm about to get this checked out to me on Overdrive, which means I will be listening to it within like a week or so because I am #1 on hold positions right now. And that is The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torr. This is a book that has been sitting on my shelf for a while. This series kind of made its rounds on BookTube last year, I want to say. This is an adult fiction novel about a girl who does not leave her apartment because she believes that she has murderous tendencies, so she just lives in her apartment and becomes a cam girl. So this is gonna have some adult content. There's gonna be some triggering things that happen in here, and I'm ready for it. So that's where I am in my reading life. Those are the books that I have been reading, currently reading, plan to read. Will I stick to that? Probably not. By filming this, I'm guaranteeing that I will not read any of those books, but I did talk about books that I'm currently reading, so that's actually happening. If you would like to see reviews on any of those, let me know down below. If you would like to see more in-depth thoughts about them, I'd be happy to film that. Also, let me know what you guys are reading because there are so many releases happening right now. There's just everyone that I'm talking to is just reading some amazing books, so I'm very curious about what everybody is reading, and if you're liking it, if you're not liking it, let me know down in the comments. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more, or potentially see my thoughts on any of those books. No promises. And that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in my next video.